What's up, YouTube? Avenger Duels here. Today I'm going to be talking about YCS Toronto. Now, I know this is kind of late. Happened like a week ago. But I wanted to comment on some things. Patrick Hobin should have won the entire thing. He should have won first place. I have 100% confidence in that. The reason he didn't win, it was in his profile. It was in his tournament report. He said he was playing the Mermail player that placed second, and he was about to win, and it went into time because Konami's retarded and they can't come up with a better way of dealing with people who are taking too damn long. Is there time? Stupid. Stupid Konami, you're retarded. Enough said. Making a game where it takes time, limited with time, and then giving the inappropriate player the win based on something like life points, which means nothing based on the stature of the game. So, yeah. Anyways, he lost because he would have won. He said in his report he would have certainly won if it wouldn't have gone into time. It went into time, and he summoned Fortune Tune. Pretty sure that's what he summoned, Fortune Tune. Because I can't believe they have time in the fight in like the top four. That's stupid. Anyways, getting back on track. He summoned Fortune Tune or Zen Mains, one of the two, because he said a monster that couldn't be killed in 2 turns. So Fortune Tune probably is most likely, which is a great card. So he stalled for 2 turns in time, and then he won with the life points. Lame. Lame. So Patrick Hobin would have won with his Dragunity Dragon Roller deck, which is better. It's a better deck than Dragon Rollers. So, he would have won the whole thing. Has a really, really good matchup versus Dragon Roller. It just does. It has a really good matchup versus them. So, that being said, I want to talk about some things. While Patrick Hobin's idea for the Dragon deck, Dragunity Dragon Roller deck, was genius in the fact that it was genius because it's so good. It works so good with each other. And I know people have thought about it. He's not like the first person to say, "Oh, Dragunity, Dragon Roller, let's do it." No, he wasn't the first one. Well, he sort of was. I mean, I'm sure he wasn't, but he was the first one that's known. I mean, I'm sure numerous people on dueling programs online have done it just to do it. But he was the first one to put all the Dragon Rollers, other than Title. He put 3 of them into the deck. Then using 7 swords. That was a good idea. And taking out Title was an even better idea. Because I've played the deck with 3 Title. It's not as good. It's not as consistent. You just draw all monsters. It's lame. It was a very good decision. However, I feel that his build wasn't that good. The way that he chose to run it was stupid. He ran 3 Upstart Goblin and 3 Reckless Greed. Are you retarded, Patrick? I'm obviously kidding, sort of. But I think you should reevaluate that choice. Because if you didn't already know, I'm going to do the math for you right here. Reckless Greed is almost always a neg 1. People confuse it for a +1, but no. It's a fucking neg 1, unless you are using an OTK deck in which it has its purpose, therefore that's why it's in Dark World, and stuff like that, because it OTKs. It uses the advantage it gets from the card right away. This deck doesn't do that. This deck is slower. It's not like super slow, but it retains card advantage so well because of the Dragunity section. So, knowing that, why the fuck was he playing Reckless fucking Greed when it's going to be a -1? I did the math. 66% of the time, it's a -1. 33% of the time, 34% of the time, it's a +1 because he draws 2 Reckless Greed. So, if he draws 2 Reckless Greed, it's a +1, which is, first of all, it's a +1, which is good, but you're going to dedicate 3 cards of your deck to a card that will probably generate you a -1, but sometimes it's like playing Cup of Ace. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna play 3 Cup of Ace in my deck. It's stupid because it's a slower deck. It's not gonna use its entire hand in the first turn. It's gonna. He went to time. If that doesn't explain it right there, duh. He went to time, which means it was probably a little bit more than 2 turns. So, -1. And then he played Upstart Goblin. Why? Your deck could have been so good. You had 6 open slots that you could have used, and you used 3 Reckless and 3 Upstart. Now don't get me wrong, at least Upstart Goblin makes sort of sense. It deck thins. You're essentially running 37 cards instead of 40. That's the truth. Daxon and Enigma said, no, it's not true. It's like, actually, yes. Yes, it is. That's exactly what it does. In exchange for 3,000 life points, you were running a 37 card deck. That's what Upstart Goblin's doing. That's what it does. Now, me personally, since he's not playing in a fucking OTK deck, would have played something like Jar of Greed, because I don't give my opponent 1,000 life points, and you don't really need to draw right away. I wouldn't have played that either, though, because it could be a mistake, though. But, stupid. Why would you play Upstart Goblin in a deck that doesn't need the deck thinning? It's not important in a deck that searches everything. He, literally chose the worst deck to put this stuff in. I honestly think the deck he chose is the worst deck to put Upstart Goblin in. It searches the entire deck, and he's like, Upstart Goblin, deck thing. Facepalm. Why? It's just so not worth it. Could have used 3 extra slots, 6 with Reckless. 3 extra slots for cards that he actually needed and would help him in-game in crucial situations. And he chose to run a card that alters your percentage of drawing a different card very, very little. You'd be surprised at how 37 card deck versus 40 card deck doesn't make a big difference. It does not make a big difference in your percentages. Knowing that, I think let me think. It's 0.2 if it's 2 card, and it's 0.3. No, it's 0.2 for 3 card. So he has a 0.3% chance per draw plus that he gets from a Upstart Goblin. So when he does his first hand, 0.3 times 6. Sorry, so 3% times 6. 18. 18%. Nope. Not worth it. not worth it. Actually, it's not 18%. It would be 18. I'm doing this completely wrong. It's not the same thing. 3%. I'm sorry. 3%. Yeah, it's 3%, period. That's it. I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing something wrong. Anyways, that's it, guys. Just wanted to talk about how I thought it was stupid. Peace. Otherwise, very innovative. Keep it up.